all, you're listening to a Q&A with S&J.
Welcome to the Flip Lifestyle Podcast, where life always comes before work. We're your hosts, Shane and Jocelyn Sams. We're a real family that figured out how to make our entire living online. And now, we help other families do the same. Are you ready to flip your life? All right, let's get started. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Flip Lifestyle Podcast. Great to be back with you again today. Super excited to be bringing you another Q&A with S&J. This is the episode where we let you listen in on live questions from our latest member call. Jocelyn and I host 2 member calls a month where all of our Flip Your Life community members are welcome to log in, come into the chat room, and ask me and Jocelyn questions, and then we answer those questions live. Our live member calls are absolutely our most favorite things we do inside of the Flip Your Life community. We literally answer dozens and dozens of questions from Flip Your Life members on all of these calls. It's awesome because it gives us a chance to work one-on-one with specific members while everybody else on the call gets to listen in and pick up those golden pieces of information that they can apply to their own business to take it to the next level. The questions and answers you're going to hear on today's podcast are real questions from actual Flip Your Life members that were asked on recent calls. We would love to have you on a future members only call and answer your questions about life, online business, or whatever you need help with right now. To attend our next member call, all you have to do is join the Flip Your Life community. And right now you can get your first month free. All you have to do is go to flippedlifestyle.com/free. That's FLIPPEDLIFESTYLE.com/free. And your free first month will let you attend our next 2 member calls where you can ask a question for me and Jocelyn to answer. We hope to see you inside the community. We hope to see you on a future member call. And we hope the answers to today's questions in this podcast help you take your business to the next level.
All right. Our next question is from Janet. Janet says, should I pre-sell a membership before the membership area is ready/set up with special pricing, or should I just launch and say that things are being added daily?
You need somewhere for them to go. If you truly don't have anything built, you might want to put them in like a holding area, like a Facebook group, right? Like you could totally, like right now, I could start a membership tomorrow. Here's what if I was starting a membership tomorrow and I had nothing built, I would say, hey guys, I'm starting this membership. Here's the outline of everything that's going to be in it. We're building it right now, but we're going to go ahead and get you in the Facebook group where I'm going to do a Facebook Live every week.
They need to have something.
They need to have somewhere to go, something to grab onto, somewhere where you can keep them updated. And as soon as the doors open, you can kind of funnel them through. It's like a cruise ship. When you go to a cruise, for anybody that's been on a cruise, you don't get to get on the boat. You usually go into a big building like a holding area, right? But they're not going to make you stand out on the wharf and out in the parking lot, right? Like, hey, you've got a cruise ticket. They're not going to do that. So give them somewhere to go and something to do. But if you even have your forums installed, just let them go in there and start a thread that says introduce yourself. That's probably all they need. So yeah. Launch.
Do it.
You will never hear me and Jocelyn say wait to launch. So that's the answer.
The next question is from Jennifer. It says, I've gotten a bit behind in the promotion of my launch online training workshop promotion. It's scheduled for June 24th. I was planning on doing the 2 weeks of promotion email, Facebook ads, and Google ads. I'm concerned about delaying the launch versus giving enough time for promotion. What do you think would be best? Don't delay.
Yeah, don't delay. Just launch.
Do it. You'll be surprised at what you can get done if you just say, I'm going to do it. Like if you give yourself permission and be like, well, I'm not quite ready yet, so I'm not going to do it. Well, then it'll never get done. Zoom
back too. We actually had a conversation about this morning as well, about zooming back on your business. This is why we hate, I know we have to use the word launch, and I know there's even a course in our membership called Launching Your Stuff, but I just hate the word launch. I hate it because I think everyone looks at it like an actual rocket launch. And if it doesn't take off and go to the moon, it explodes or whatever, whatever, everything's wrong. But it's not about the launch. Your launch is not about the day or the one at bat or the whatever. It's zoom back, right? What's going to happen in the next 6 months? That's where your profitability comes from. You look at it, were we profitable this year? Were we profitable over 6 months? If you're truly putting everything into that one day of your launch, you're setting yourself up for failure. Like if you say the most important thing is to get the doors open, the most important thing is to get some customers in, and the most important thing is over the next 6 months, I grow my customer base, then your launch doesn't become so stress filled and pressured, and you don't worry about if everything's perfect and all that. It's just get the doors open, open your doors and start selling, right? The faster you do that, the faster you're going to make money and the faster it's going to grow. You can promote on the backside of a launch, right? In fact, that's probably what we do more than anything else is we just get the doors open, tell anybody we can as fast as possible, and then we go into our promotion strategy. And that's all you have to do. So don't feel so much pressure like this is your only chance or one thing. And if you don't get it right, whatever, you can always follow up. So don't be stressed.
Rebecca says, I've written about 75% of my book. I'm going to self-publish. What would a realistic timeline be to complete a book, tweak it, and get it ready and get it out to the public? Is January 19 a good deadline to get it on Amazon and being sold?
Sure.
Yep.
Go. Yeah.
I think that's completely reasonable. I know you can do it.
I bet you can get it done before that. Like you could probably be selling that in the fall. Like, I mean,
it's already like summertime, so I would say January.
Yeah, I mean, but it's like, it's like first edition, Rebecca. You're from the professor world and textbooks and things like that. Like, you can have the first edition of your book as soon as you can get it done. I mean, don't limit yourself, but like that's a more than reasonable
January
timeline.
Is very reasonable, I think.
I think you should write the first draft by Flip Your Life Live Nashville in September.
It depends on if you're planning on printing it too. Like if you're planning on printing it, it's going to depend on their schedule and all that too. So I would just look into that and see. But I think that sounds very reasonable. Kathy, do you think books should be launched or just get it out there when it's done? Self-published books.
Do both. Just get it out as soon as it's done and then set up your launch and tell.
Yeah, I would have it available for sale, but then do a launch also.
Yeah. I mean, launches are fine. Like I hate the word launch. Here's what a launch is. Tell as many people you have something for sale as possible. Okay.
But I do like the idea, especially with books, of
if it's brand new, for sure.
And getting people excited about something. I mean, it's like what we're doing in our 200th episode. We're like, hey, listen to our 200th episode. We're going to do something cool. You know?
Like I've got an ad going right now that just says the Flip Your Life podcast, June 19th, 2018, episode 200. Everything's changing. That's all it says. It's a white thing with a black text. We're building hype because something huge is happening on the 200th episode. Like 3 huge things are happening. And I really wish I could tell you guys right now, but like we're advertising that something big's happening. That's a launch because we're launching something new, but it's just going to keep going afterwards, basically. So
Jennifer would like to know, can you talk about how I should think about YouTube for YouTube Live, my launch webinar embedded into a LeadPage, monthly member calls? Do I use the same channel profile for all of those? For YouTube Lives, do I use a reusable stream key link so I can use the same one each time? Do you use an encoder? That's a lot of very technical questions.
Yeah, I can answer them. That. Who was that?
Jennifer.
Let me see if I can scroll up and read it as I go. Okay. This would probably be a good forum post as well. We could speak to
so do we use the same channel for YouTube Lives?
We use the same channel for everything. Our Flip Lifestyle channel. Anything we create, whether it's me doing a piece of content or YouTube Lives, we specifically set up events. We do not use the same live stream every time because it's just easier to manage. So like I can schedule an event, I can name it, describe it, and that happens after the fact, but it's just so much easier to like set up an event. Okay. Especially if it's if you're doing something that's like static for your members or static for something and it's like always going to be the same, we actually use Zoom for that. We do not use YouTube for that. Like we have a member orientation every Wednesday night at 9:00. If you've not been to the member orientation, DJ, our community coach, does that every Wednesday. He gives a tour of the whole community, shows you where he takes you through the blueprint. He shows you how to use each forum, and he answers questions about like how to use the Flip Your Life community. And
you can see the link over in the right sidebar.
Exactly. So those member calls, go to the member orientation, but like that is I think a Zoom call. The reason was because it was too complicated to do it in YouTube when we could just have a static email to remind everybody and it was the same Zoom link every time. So we use Zoom for that. But I do use an encoder sometimes like OBS or Wirecast, but only when I want to do something like I have an iPad Pro and I need to be able to show the iPad Pro and my face at the same time. 90% of the time, we just turn on Talking Head and go. Okay. So we do use some of that stuff, but not all the time. I don't recommend it, actually. I'd rather you just get on and teach something and save PowerPoint and dry erase board instruction for inside your community, I think that's more of a value add. Like that's kind of how we see it is, hey, it's me talking to you about this topic, or you could go watch all the slides and see me actually diagram this. That's in the community. So that's a what to do, not how to do question. So just start your YouTube channel and talk into the camera. Like, don't overcomplicate it. Nobody cares. They want to hear what they need to hear and then go to where you need them to go. That's all you got to do on your YouTube channel. So, but do events. Don't you do the same live stream every time. And if it's really static and it happens all the time, use a Zoom link. It's just a lot easier to use Zoom for that stuff.
She says, you mentioned Dan Kennedy's quote that it's easier to find a new audience than to write a new speech when it comes to doing weekly webinars. How does it work if we want to do weekly webinars on the same topic on YouTube Live, though? Say you guys do how to start an internet business webinar every week. It'll be the same content every week. I know the value is in the interaction and Q&A, but why would people bother to sign up for the next run of the same title webinar if they can just watch the replay and learn the content?
Okay, hold on. Stop right there. Because 99% of people didn't come to the webinar last week. Like if I have, if I have 100 people, let's say I have a list of 10,000 people or 1,000 people, whatever. Let's say I have a list of 1,000 people. One, I'm going to email my list and say, hey, we're doing a webinar this week. It's how to start an internet business. Only maybe 5% of them might even show up for that. And by the time the next one shows up, I've got new people on my email list. YouTube Live shows it to random people who are searching for that topic right there. And you can't assume that everyone's ever been on the list. Give people more opportunities to be there, right? That's why you do the same topic every week. You don't have it's like our member orientation. DJ does member orientations every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern time. And after June 19th, hint, hint, he's going to be adding a second one at 9 a.m. in the morning. That way we get every week, we have members in every time zone can come to an orientation. Okay. It's the same thing every week. But the thing is, 90% of the people in our community have never been to the orientation. We're giving as many people as many opportunities as possible to go to that topic. So just because you did it once doesn't mean everyone knew about it, everyone had a chance to attend, and everyone's going to be there. The people who this is so funny. We have had people come to the same webinar like 3 and 4 times because they love the content and they want to hear it 3 and 4 times, or they have a new question.
And some people just like being on a live call.
That's right.
So that's fine.
The energy of it. So yes, just keep going over and over. There'll always be new people there, and give your audience a chance every week to attend, because you don't. I had someone join today. Is she on here? Her name's Alex, Alix.
I have not seen Alex.
Okay, we had a member join this morning from Paris, France. Okay, and she sent me an email, and what it said, I have been on your email list for and she had like all these O's long. And I finally saw a Facebook Live and took the trial, and now I'm a member. Okay. I've been giving her chances over and over for, a couple years that she's been on our email list now. And this is the moment. This is the time when she got fed up with everybody else's courses, fed up with all the other false promises from other people, and joined the Flip Your Life community. But if I only give her one opportunity 2 years ago to do that, she's not going to show up. She's never going to join. So it's the same thing with you. Just keep giving people those opportunities. Okay.
All right. And then she also wants to know, there's one thing I don't get. I do YouTube lives for my webinar. I'll announce when my webinar will be, say Monday at 9 a.m. But anyone could watch the webinar without needing to opt in, since it will be available for anyone's viewing. I know I want the emails, but I don't get why anyone would opt in if they could just join us as a general YouTube subscriber. Well, here's the thing. A lot of people don't realize that you can do that.
That's right. They don't know.
I would say probably about 90%
You're assuming
of people
understand how YouTube works, which is not true in 90% of the cases. So
yeah.
And who cares if they subscribe? They subscribe to you.
Yeah. Don't get bent out of shape about that.
Yeah.
Like, that's something you can't control.
If someone subscribes to you, they're going to be more likely to opt in later when you give them chances to opt in. So
and just let them know, hey, if you sign up, then I'll be able to provide more value for you.
I don't care how people follow us. There are people that like us on Facebook that aren't on our email list. There are people on our email list who don't like us on Facebook. There are people who subscribe to our YouTube channel who don't follow us on Facebook. And there's people who listen to our podcast that don't do anything and follow us anywhere. They just listen to us every Tuesday. But they're paying attention somewhere. And eventually they're going to find my Hansel and Gretel breadcrumbs and they're going to follow me home. And that's all that matters. Okay. So just give them a chance to follow you home.
All right. Next question is from Rebecca. It says, I paused all my auto webinars during my spring membership drive. I need to restart them, but I'm not happy with my current auto recorded webinar software, EverWebinar. I recently left Webinar Jam and I'd like to leave EverWebinar too. Any suggestions for which software to switch to? Is anybody else using anything that seems to work smoothly for automated webinars?
I'll tell you right now, nothing works as good as EverWebinar. Like, even though it's frustrating, even though it has quirks, even though it has problems, like EverWebinar is the best. Like something that I'm probably going to go to eventually, because I've been looking at this because I need to get people to pages. And the last thing I built that kind of has videos, it's close to an evergreen webinar, but not really. But like I've got trainings. I send an email and I've got a link that goes to a page with a video. Like that's it. Like it's got a video and a button. I just made 10 of them, and that's all it is just a video and a button. I mean, if you can get them to opt in and you can send them to a page with the video, like
really,
that's all that matters.
In all honesty, if you're not going to do the fancy stuff that the automated webinar softwares do, for instance, if you're not going to send attendees an email if they stayed for at least 30 minutes, or you're not going to, I don't know, what are other things that it does? Like if they sign up and they don't come, then, like most of the stuff you can do with a CRM, like you can do a follow-up email sequence on a CRM. You can do a thank you for registering for the webinar sequence on a CRM.
And really it boils down to this. Like, let me tell everybody out there, everybody gets so complicated with all these tools. I'm going to just imagine that all you have is WordPress and Aweber, and you're trying to grow your business with evergreen webinars. If you ran an ad that said opt in for my free training, and they went to an opt-in box and you just installed it right on a WordPress page, and then when they signed into Aweber, it redirected them to a page where you had a video for them to actually hit play and a button for them to buy something with some text. That is an evergreen webinar. Okay. And here's all you do to follow up with that. Here's how EverWebinar decides if someone came to your webinar or not. Did they click the link in the email? That's how they decided it. That is 100% how that algorithm works. Well, all you have to do is every week look at everyone who opened that email but did not click that link to that video. Send them a follow-up. Hey, here's your replay. Like that's it. Like that's what that software does. So this can be done easily and on the cheap with a little resourcefulness. That's how I did webinars forever, evergreen webinars, before they had EverWebinar, because we started doing that before there were evergreen webinars, sending people to trainings.
And I used it for a while on Elementary Librarian, and it was fine, but it was really nothing that I couldn't have accomplished with a private page with a video on it and the CRM. So I don't know. I mean, I really don't think you need it. Yeah.
So anyway, and you can even like kind of like set it up yourself. Here's another way to do this. Let's say that you want this to be like event based, and you're like, hey, I have a special webinar this Sunday, and because there is valid reasons for doing that in marketing, is to get people to make an appointment with you and be at the webinar and make it feel special, right? Even if it's evergreen. So you send them basically a thing that says opt in and pick your date. Well, or opt in for Sunday's webinar. Then you just tell the Aweber software, send this email out at Sunday at 8:00, and then they click the link and go to the page where you've already got the video, and then they hit play and go. So you don't need that kind of software, and the simpler it is, the better anyway. So if you don't like it, don't use it. But if you do like it, use it. But you're not going to find anything better than EverWebinar. There's not
the
really
technology. It just doesn't seem to be super stable. I don't know why.
Yeah, and it's not going to be. Everything's got quirks. I mean, every tool has a quirk. All right, y'all. That wraps up another Q&A with S&J. We hope you learned something today that can help you take your business to the next level, and we hope you had a lot of fun listening in to one of our Flip Your Life member calls. We would love to have you on one of our upcoming member calls. We do 2 member calls every month inside the Flip Your Life community, and we'd love to see you there. And we've made it super easy for you to attend one of those calls because you can join the Flip Your Life community right now and get your first month for free. Absolutely free. And if you sign up today, not only will you get full access to the entire Flip Your Life blueprint, our step-by-step process for starting, building, and growing an online business. Not only will you get access to all of our community areas, including our forums, where you can get the help you need to take your business to the next level, but you also get to attend those live member calls where you can ask questions and you can get the answers you need right now to take your next step. All you have to do is go to flippedlifestyle.com/free. That's FLIPPEDLIFESTYLE.com/FREE. flippedlifestyle.com/free. Go there right now and you can start your free month inside of the Flip Your Life community. Thank you so much for listening to today's podcast, and we hope to see you soon inside of the Flip Your Life community. And until next time, do whatever it takes to flip your life.
Bye.